show you how powerful a tool like this one can be in your business when you're selling properties. You know that communication is one of the most important things in a business because not only customers understand that you care, they don't feel invisible by not hearing from you when they ask you a question. And the fact that it's consistent, systematic, and automatic makes a huge difference in your results. What you're looking at right now is a new account, so it has less than 2 months. And just look at this. We had here 36 people that opened the communication, was it email or text. We have 20 that were lost, didn't communicate at all. 1 made sales, and only 1 that abandoned that, right? On this graphic, it also shows you the same thing, but look at the open rate here. I don't know if you're used to track emails, but usually what you get is 5% when you're very, very lucky. You can see here that the percentage is huge, and the amount of revenue that can be generated from this is also very, very huge. So it's important for you to understand that. Maybe you don't use emails anymore, or you don't pay attention to text, but they still work. You're not your client, understand that. And people still communicate through those two ways. Of course, text being the number one right now. The one revenue, so less than 2 months, not bad, right? For the revenue that it has generated. This is a very interesting thing because it tells me how we are doing and where our possible clients are in the process, right? So, for example, I have here how many people said they are interested and they want to carry on a conversation and the potential of revenue into that. The conversation has started here, how much that is. The follow-ups, again, it's not enough for you to communicate with a possible prospect just once because that doesn't work. So you need to have that constant communication. So you can see here where they are in that communication. Of course, when they take certain actions, they go to the second, and there it goes. The ones that have started negotiating, right, the lots or the properties that they want. So here's the potential for revenue that we have that. So this is a communication going on right now. The ones that are already under contract or are about to sign the contract, you see here that it's not a shabby kind of revenue for 2 months, right? Imagine what you can do in a year. Imagine if you implement this and you keep this part of the disposition of your properties really in good shape, because this is exactly what the software does. Keep that in shape, keep it consistent. You're not depending on an individual to keep the communication going. Now, these are the payment plans, so people that are paying monthly. When you think about when you're going to retire and how far along do you plan to retire, 6 months, a year, 2 years, you make that decision. But you have to understand that if you have a payment plan and several people in that payment plan, that money is the money that you're going to get every month, no matter what, for at least 6 to 12 months or 24 months, depending on how big the transaction is and for how long they're going to be paying you. This creates the recurring that you need in order to not think about money every single month, right? You see what we have here under payment plan. Imagine this in 1 year, how much is going to be. It's not shabby. These are the ones that have closed, so everything has been signed and is a done deal. Again, not shabby for a few months. And we also have the ones that didn't work. They didn't have enough money even for a payment plan and things like that. The nurture here means the ones that we are going to keep the communication going, because you should never stop. A person might not be ready today to buy from you, but they might be ready a month from now or 2 months from now. So you want that communication to keep moving. Now, you decide here what kind of communication is going to be. Can be a newsletter, for example, talking about why you live in that area and things like that. But the fact is that you're going to be top of mind when they are thinking about, hey, I need to buy a property and this is the guy or girl that I'm going after, right? Because I know them, I trust them, I get constant communication from them all the time. Here we have a graphic again showing the same thing, how many were closed, how much this means in revenue. The tasks, the things that I need to do here to keep on going. And of course, manual actions that I have to take, for example, maybe some phone calls. Don't forget that we also have the feature where the message can go right into the mail. And if for any reason you didn't answer the phone, you should be answering your phone. But statistics tell me that 60% of phone calls that are business related never get answered. So that alone is worth your investment in this tool, because you're not going to miss opportunities. That's exactly what this software as a whole does that for you. Makes you seize every single opportunity that there is out there for you when you're selling sale by owner or wholesale, because you're not going to miss phone calls. Even if you do, the system will send them a message, and you have here the whole information for you to take actions. If you see that in certain points you're losing people, well, there are some tweaks that you can do to keep them in the funnel here. As you can see, it's a huge tool if you want to be consistent in the earnings that you make while selling property.